Now, in thespian parlance, a rigged stage is one that's tilted towards the audience. Hence the directive, put that amp down stage left, where I'm standing right now, and where I've pretty much spent my entire life. It was also really high. The stage was 15 feet, 6 inches to be precise, so if you stood at the edge, you almost got vertigo. At face level, opposite, there was a balcony that had been built to bounce up and down, and I can tell you those Glaswegians knew it. Many bands who played that place have testified that when the crowd put the bouncy balcony to the test, trampolining with all their might, you stood there in fear that it would surely collapse. The great advantage of playing 2 nights in the same venue is that the crew doesn't have to pack up and load out after the first show, giving them a night off and us a rare opportunity to unwind together with them. And so it was on a February night in Manchester in 1978 that we convened in the bar of the Piccadilly Hotel. Now, for a while, Alex had not been very happy. His second son, Adrian, had been born the year before, and he was missing home big time. Out of the blue, he challenged our stage manager, Lurch, a towering man, 6'11" in height, with a tough constitution. He challenged him to a cognac drinking contest. Now, cognac is usually around 40% alcohol, at least. And it's for sipping. No one in their right mind knocks it back in shots, but I think I counted a dozen rounds. Soon words were slurred, voices were raised, and when a clearly plastered Alex triumphantly slammed yet another glass on the table, he shattered it. I looked at Liam, his guitar tech, and Howard, our tour manager, and said, "I think you better get him to his room." So they put their arms around him and suggested it was time for bed, Lurksy, not least because we had another gig to do the next night. Those of us remaining in the bar had a laugh about it, and then we decided enough was enough for us too. But as we were waiting for the elevator, the doors opened, and out flew Alex, lying prone on a room service cart. Cue more lunatic laughter from him, and once again, Liam and Hearns rounded him up and escorted him to his room, which was next to mine. Sitting on my bed, I could hear shunting and crashing through the wall, like he was moving furniture around. Then I heard him yelling out to the street, "Hey, England! You guys are stupid. You're all living 1,000 years ago. Hey, you, can you hear me down there?" I opened my window and I leaned out and said, "Lurks, buddy, go to sleep now. It's late." Dirk, can you believe this? These people are living 1,000 years ago." "Okay, yeah, Lurksy, I know, but come on, close your window." I closed mine and began undressing. But he kept calling my name, and then I heard more smashing sounds. He torn down the curtains and was soon leaning out his window again, tapping on mine with the metal curtain rod. Dirk, don't go. Open your window." I'm half naked now, and I pull back the curtains when the pane cracks apart, showering my room with splinters of glass and me. I look down to see a 3-inch triangular shard stuck in my tidy whities about an inch from my effin' manhood. Gingerly, I remove it, and then I heard scuffling in the hallway and a hubbub all over the hotel floor. So I tiptoe over the broken glass to the door, and I look through the little peephole just in time to see a fisheye view of a nearly naked Alex running down the hall, with Hearns and Liam chasing after him. They were just hustling him back into his room when 2 security guys charged out of the elevator and banged on his door. He opens the door, and there he is, curtain draped over him like a gauzy toga, obstinately denying that he'd been making any disturbance. He slurred and said, "Well, I just don't give a shit." And he spat on one of them. As we all cringed, mortified, Hearns did his best to placate them, earnestly apologizing and promising to sort it all out. He urged them to talk it over in my room, but when I opened the door, there for all to see was glass all over the carpet. Somehow, Hearns got them down to the manager's office, reassuring them of our normal, upstanding character, and promising to pay for the damages. And that saved us from being booted out in the middle of the night. There I was, curled up under the blankets in that room with no window, splinters everywhere, and I fell asleep as the cool February air rushed in. The next day, poor Alex was so embarrassed, so humiliated, even though we knew it was just one of those things that happens when a person's at their breaking point. In a fragile state, we left to do our second show. And when we returned, he went up to each and every employee, shook their hands, and apologized, like a good Canadian. Perhaps because he was so sincere, they were more than cool about it and even promised to welcome us back next time we were in town. But the following morning, we still left Manchester with our tails between our legs. Thank you. Thank you, Jan.